Friday the 13th, and the only spooky thing is that Paul's doing this from bed.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it is. It's Friday morning.
yeah.
Look at this thing. When my wife came home, I just kind of like slid around the corner wearing this, and she just looked at me and just goes, "How proud are you?" You're just
I assume she's used to this kind of thing by
oh,
now.
very much so, very much so. Um, my daughter asked if she could wear it to school, and I said no.
Yeah. Yeah. Little big.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Actually, I was at my daughter's school yesterday reading them a book because that's what I do. I go to their
Just
school.
like George W. Bush,
Yes, yes, we're
that look of confusion on your face.
yes, not quite that detrimental, but
Yeah. It's like they announced a new Xbox,
yeah.
and then it's like, why is he frozen?
I got to tell you. So for those who aren't aware, Microsoft last night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time decided
Right.
to announce their next generation Xbox, which was really nice of them to do at that time of the night. They're calling it the Xbox Series X. They didn't really talk a whole lot about specs. They did show off that it looks like a really tall version of a GameCube. Right, you take a GameCube, you look at it and say, double that. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's not offensive. I mean, it's quite literally just a box or a rectangle.
I'm
I guess.
surprised by how accepting people seem to be of this name. I actually think the name is pretty terrible.
I've mixed. It's not offensive, but I'm not looking at it going, yeah, that's the
They really
one.
got boxed in clearly by their naming convention, but
Yeah,
because I'm sure there was some, research around what letter is more extreme than X. There
yeah,
is no letter more extreme than X.
yeah.
And that's too bad because what it reminds me of, unfortunately, is Windows Phone 7 series.
Same.
Right?
Which kind of it opens the doors. Like, are there going to be Series W, Series Z? I mean, what's
Well, this does maybe suggest that a confirmation of sorts of your story and other stories about there being more than one console, that it will be a series of consoles.
yeah?
I don't know.
I don't know. We will see. They also updated the controller with a new share button. The D-pad is basically stolen from the Elite V2. They also said, Paul, and this is probably going to impact you more than me, they made it smaller.
You know how I feel about small things, Brad.
As he lays in the bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do feel pretty strongly that the current controller is the perfect size. So I guess we'll see. I haven't obviously not held one, so
Yeah, well, the nice thing, though, is that if you really don't like the new one, your old one should work with it. So you're
Yeah.
not like forced to use this new thing, which would be good. But there's still a lot we don't know. Obviously, we don't know price. We don't know the actual performance, although Phil Spencer did say that this will be the absolute most powerful console. So he's got to have an inside edge to what Sony's announcing. He has to, because that's a bold claim.
Right. Right. He may be. I mean, the stuff we don't know, right? So one of the things I'm really curious about with this console, because look at it, it looks like a little tower PC.
Yeah.
I mean, what if it's kind of modular? What if you can, swap components out? I mean, maybe this is a future-proofing strategy on his part.
Yeah, it's also got what appears to be a green LED because we all know LED adds more performance. I do
Yeah,
hope
it is.
that if it truly is an LED, I hope that you can turn it off because I could see a situation where you have to put it inside an AV cabinet and that thing is pointed at you, and it's just
Oh, just it being there in the dark with that one light on would be irritating. And that's true of all kinds of electronics. So,
yeah.
yep. Yeah, there'll be a surge in sales of black tape when that happens. Yeah.
The other thing too, and I'm assuming because of the way the current ones are designed, we didn't see a power brick. So I'm hoping that thing is built in and that it's just a cord you plug in and that there's not some external brick that's going to have to lay on the floor.
Has there ever not been an external brick? I mean,
Well, there's not now. I mean, the current ones don't.
oh,
So,
I'm sorry. You're right. You are right. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I think I was so harmed by the Xbox 360.
Well, yes, that one was a console of its own sitting on the ground.
Exactly. Why are there two consoles in the box? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a good self-defense weapon too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. No, the Xbox One X just has a power cord. So, yeah, all right, sure.
And then we don't know too if it's going to have HDMI in, which the current one does, right? Is it going to do the pass through? I can guarantee he's not going to mention the word TV probably once.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to go away.
I would think, because I don't.
What's the real world use for that right now? Is it through the guide stuff you can kind of integrate with like a cable signal? Is that the deal?
I think the benefit is the HDMI pass through, which for some people there are benefits if you only have limited number of HDMI cables they can connect to your TV.
So it's just okay. So you can have the one thing and then something else like a
just passes through it.
What else could it be? It would just probably be a cable, I would imagine, for most people.
Yep.
Okay.
So I could see that being of value to some people, but I don't know what else. An Ethernet cord, obviously, and then that's maybe a display port because it basically is just a PC. But I mean, they're all kind of PCs at this point. So
yeah. I kind of like this return to the roots deal because the original Xbox was literally a PC.
Yep.
And I always thought that kind of design made sense. Plus, no one's really talking modularity. I just kind of made that up in my head. But I mean, I still like the idea.
Sure.
And it wouldn't be like a Wild West kind of deal. I'm sure they'd have some kind of literal module. You'd have to buy it from Microsoft or some authorized third party. But it'd be really cool if you could pump up the graphics or the the CPU.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know, I think it'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. There was that just, I don't know. They announced it 12 days before Christmas, so all those people who bought Xboxes, good luck convincing their kid that they don't need. No, I mean, it's fine.
I mean, we knew this was coming. And they also, remember, they have one of those upgrade plans where if you do a monthly installment, you'll get this thing now that we know the name sometime next year or a year after you started or whatever it is.
Yeah. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And then so the other thing too is, Paul, where are you? We didn't even.
Yeah, I'm in New York City. So, yeah, I was talking to people. I was at an HP event, but I was talking to people about this yesterday. I really like where we moved. I like everything about it for the most part, except for the travel. And lost all my status on airlines, which really freaks me out now because it's terrible getting to the airports that I have to choose from. And then the bus thing to New York, which started out as being one of the greatest things in the world here. That company went out of business, and now we have to deal with this other company. They have vastly reduced routes, and it's just been a shit show more often than it hasn't been. And it's getting to the point where I don't even know how worth it is to do this. Yesterday's trip here should have been 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it was 4 hours and 5 minutes or 4 hours and 10 minutes or whatever it was. The guy took back roads. He thought he had a flat at one point. Everyone did. It sounded like a flat. Literally, some sensor went off and it shut the bus down.
Oh, fantastic.
So we had to pull over. That sounds safe, huh? Mm-hmm. Driving down the highway at 70 miles an hour or whatever, and the bus just says it has to turn off. Yeah, it was a great day. So, yeah, now hopefully the ride home will be just as horrific. I don't know.
Which that's why we're not doing the podcast at 1 o'clock live because, well, we're not going to depend on the bus and its sensors.
That's the thing. Yeah. I just feel, the chance of this thing being on time, it's not high, Brad. It's not high.
No, it's not high. The other thing that happened yesterday, Microsoft showed off about 100 new Fluent icons. It looks like Fluent's kind of starting to maybe be taken seriously across all the orgs, and they're really actually going all in. It's great we get icons. I'm waiting for the rest of Windows 10 to be fluentized and maybe even a dark mode consistent across the UI. But
I was out of it more than I meant to be yesterday, and I saw written in a sentence or in a headline, but did not see the graphic. Someone said that they changed the logo for Windows in this set of icons.
I don't know if they changed the logo for Windows. I'm looking at it now, but
it seems like that would have been a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Well,
they did kill the start screen or start menu at one time and didn't really think much of it, and so.
Yeah. What do you need that thing for? That you use every day.
That we've trained you where it is since Windows 95. So, yeah, interesting times. So, you're heading home right after this, aren't you?
Yep. I'm gonna throw my clothes in a bag and leave. Yeah.
Well, we won't we won't hold you up for that one because it is early on a Friday. Friday the
Yep.
13th, by the way. So
I know. It's my favorite day of the year.
is it?
Yeah.
Just... Anyways, folks, well, that wraps it up for today. Paul will be traveling home. We should be back to semi-normal schedule maybe next week, and we hope you have a wonderful Friday the 13th.